Oh man, oh my. Y'all didn't even know I was in here. Huh? What's
Is that what
going
it
on,
was?
everybody? You are here on the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treatum Swell, and yes, it always goes very well. Joined
That's
with me
better.
as
That's better. That's better. I had to cut you off. That is better than I treat them swell. That's so much better. Okay, go
well,
ahead. I'm sorry.
Kevlar, it goes well doesn't sound as good.
You're right, but you married. So who
Anyway,
the hell is
joined with
them?
me as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More, and the Diamond Dirty D for life. Fellas, what it is, what it ain't, what up, though?
Man, how about them Lakers? That's what's up. We're gonna get into it.
Well,
How
real
about them
quick, because
Lakers?
we are going to talk about them Lakers, I
Mhm.
want to pose a question to the two of you. What's a bigger embarrassment for the city of Atlanta?
Yeah.
Holding the biggest Super Bowl loss in history,
Biggest Super Bowl comeback, yeah. Uh-huh.
or the biggest playoff loss in NBA history?
Super Bowl.
Definitely Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. You
There's
got
more
Let me
people
tell
involved
y'all,
in
I
it.
turned on the game 2 minutes into the second quarter, and it was 39-15.
yeah, you text me and it was 47-15 at one point. And I just was like, that was me. I said I was just like, we watching the 2K game getting played on rookies. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's kind of Atlanta sports outside of the Braves. You know, you got them hyped up and all.
And the soccer team now united.
Yeah, so you know, the cut the BS. Hell of a job for them to get in the playoffs. They had a run where they won. You know, they won 20 out of 5 down the stretch or whatever. So as we say on here, they load already. So they were just playing with house money. You know, and it shows, in my opinion. They were playing with house money. They do need to get a bona fide star. And they need to get them a big man. Skip, you can't have your biggest man on the team 6'9". It's not, you're gonna get abused when it
You're
comes
right.
down to certain things.
I won't use the phrase they was playing with house money because they earned their spot. You get what I'm saying? And hindsight, we can all say they can't have the biggest man being 6'9", but it worked for them because at one time that 73-9 team never brought their 7 foot off the bench. Draymond was the biggest man on the floor at one time, remember? Now, of course, they had 2 dead-eye shooters, but you can't to critically critique them after the fact, I think is BS, and that's what I call fake commentators, fake journalists do up at ESPN and all those other big platforms. Is you want to jump right on all the negatives because they're right there in your face. If this had been said before, when it was up 3-2, it's legitimate to my, you know what I mean. But to say it after the fact, of course you say that now because that's what the problem was. They had no big man, they had no answer. But if it worked enough to get them in the playoffs, they just gotta fine tune it, get you a big man to come in off the bench, when those times come out. But I'm not gonna say it was house money. I think lack of preparation for stuff like this. Those guys I think they shot like 70-something% in the first half. The Knicks, they were shooting some absurd amount of shooting from the floor.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can't prepare for that. Nobody prepares for people to barely miss.
No.
You get what I'm saying? So when you say playing for house money, y'all know I critique, I jump on that line every chance I get, but I won't go so far to say it was house money. They ain't got bamboozled. They got bombarded by accuracy, by everything working, execution. So shout out to them, man. I mean, they made it. So, and they should have won the series, but that's how fate is.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and go down the list here, starting in the West. The Thunder beat the Suns 4-0, so they will go on to play the Lakers, who took down the Rockets 4-2. Skip, take away with your Los Angeles Lakers.
D and I were talking about this in the pre-show. What's up, fellas? Everybody out there? Kent, Justin, appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna talk about Celtics too. I'm a LeBron fan. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I'm a Laker fan. If Steph Curry come to the Lakers, then I'm a Steph Curry fan. Now, if Steph Curry lead the Lakers and go somewhere else, I'm a Laker fan. So I love LeBron, but I'm a Laker fan first. You get what I'm saying? If Jordan was unretired and come to the Lakers, I'm a Jordan fan. That's what I mean when I say that, so people don't get it twisted. When LeBron was in Cleveland, man, I like that dude, but I'm a Laker fan. Okay. Commentators, like I was just saying, they jump on the analytic bandwagon when it fits their narrative. And let me explain what I mean by that real quick. When Luka went down and AR went down, everybody across the world that wasn't a Laker fan, they have no chance in hell of winning. Got on TV and professed it and was willing to bet their last dollar that they might win a game, if that, without Luka and AR. Forgetting about who I deem the greatest player to ever dribble a basketball, LeBron James, on the court. 41 years old or not, he's averaging 20 plus, seven rebounds and 8 assists, something like that, for a year, a game. Like, he couldn't just do what LeBron always did and will his team to win. Not only did he do that, he had him up 3-0, and nobody had nothing good to say about LeBron except for, he's going to get tired. He's too old. How can he sustain this? When all the narrative has been for the last 15, 20 years, the man spends $1 million a year on his body in all season. So now that $1 million a year ain't working. It worked all the other years. What makes it not work now? Because of his age? You see, so my thing is, I'm proud of my Lakers, and I don't think they're gonna beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't in a 7-game series, but it ain't gonna be no sweep. I'm gonna say that. All these commentators, just without Luka this and that, Luka's a better shooter than LeBron. That's it. He's younger than LeBron. That's it. Nothing else he does is better than what LeBron can do at 41 years old. So let's not make it like the Lakers were just, dead and buried because Luka got hurt. He's shown he can will his team to a win without the face of the franchise for the next 5-6 years. So that's what I got to say about that, man. And it's easy to, I ain't gonna say the commentators or the guys were hating, but that's how the only way I can phrase that. There was a lot of hate going on because when LeBron was doing good, it was, he can't sustain this tempo. He's gonna get tired. They gotta rest him. He's got to do this, and he just stood up in the paint like he always did. So drug test this man immediately. You must be a Falcon fan to say some shit like that. But go ahead.
At the end of the day, great job for the Lakers. They got into a situation. Of course, I thought when they did get up 3-0, I thought they was going to be able to sweep them, or the gentleman sweep, 4-1, because Houston didn't have KD and some other key figures that's out. But outside of that, Udoka did a marvelous job coaching, even though they lost the series 3-2, to even get those 2 games on a Laker team. It shouldn't even, in my opinion, Lakers could have gone and swept them. Who knows what that might have been or what that was or whatever. Some teams, and these are professional athletes, don't get it twisted. They can play ball regardless of whatever the situation may be. And it just depends what type of night you might be having on the other end of the spectrum. Right. But now as the Lakers move forward to this series here, then I had sent some information out earlier between us. With our odds makers, and we one of the shows that we always look at what Vegas has their hands in, and you got one columnist saying a sweep, you got one columnist saying 1 game out of the Lakers.
The rest of them said 1 game.
Yeah, so you take that with a grain of salt if you in the betting odds and stuff, because anything can happen. They're not even barring anybody getting hurt. Luka coming back, anybody getting hurt on OKC team. You really don't know. So, at this point, as we've seen through all the playoffs, we don't know what might happen now.
Right. One thing you said, and it struck a nerve me. Kev, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know this is some of the stuff you look at. The Lakers weren't favored to win any one of those 6 games.
That's not something that I can vouch on, but I know they were.
You remember that? I don't think the Lakers
were favored. Now
they might have been favored to win Game 4 because they were up 3-0.
Now they were favored to win the series because of, the home court. Like
who? Oh,
somebody else. Let me say this.
Okay.
You going off what they picked because they thought KD and all them was gonna play. The pendulum shifted. Of course, how they always do. With what? Oh, KD ain't playing. Hell, I would have bet the whole house when they said KD wasn't playing. Oh, Lakers gonna beat the hell out of them. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the stature of that Houston team, and 1-2 being LeBron and KD would have probably canceled each other out with the scoring. You see what I'm saying? Then the role players around them. That's why. So me and you were going back and forth because we were saying, you were saying that Houston was favored, and I was like, no, the Lakers favored because the Lakers are the 4th seed. So go ahead.
Who was the other superstar that was out for the Houston Rockets?
The point guard. The point guard is their main other player that they have on their team.
So because
he's not a superstar.
Okay. So we were losing AR and Luka, 2 solid superstars, two people that we can't say they're not superstars.
Luka a superstar.
So AR is not a rising star?
He's not a superstar.
Okay, gotcha. So when they were saying, Stephen A. especially, with Luka and AR out, the Lakers don't stand a chance. You telling me that the odds makers still had the Lakers favored to win? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying that what he said. The Lakers.
No, that was the odds makers. Like when we saw the point spread.
I don't
think the Lakers were favored to win not one of those games.
I can't remember what the odds were on that.
Okay. But I said that because you say when KD was out, it swung to LA. They still weren't the betting favorites. The odds were still against them to lose.
Well, if you're a betting man, and you say you got a younger Houston team versus a Laker team with an aging superstar with 2 of his bullets not playing in his gun, and KD is playing, you would think Houston would be the favorite. Regardless, especially if the series goes 6 to 7 games.
Right.
Now, neither one of us thought.
Real quick. The cover probability had the Houston Rockets at 53.8%.
See, so that's what they're the favorite. You were right, Skip.
But that when you said, well, when KD was out, it swung towards him. KD only played 1 game, right?
He didn't play none. That's what I'm telling you.
No, KD hit the floor 1 game.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
All right.
Yeah, because we can talk about this all night, but we got a lot of stuff to cover.
So you got Oklahoma City beating your Lakers in what?
Yeah, I can't see us beating them if I don't want nobody to get hurt. I'm a Laker fan, but I don't want nobody to get hurt, regardless of whether I like them or not. Barring a significant injury, Oklahoma beat the Lakers in 6.
Okay, you got.
I give us 2 games unless something happens to where Luka comes back and he's the old Luka. Maybe we go 7, but I still see with their bench, with how good they play together, I just can't see us getting past them. Now, watch this. It's gonna shock y'all. If this was San Antonio, I would pick the Lakers to win. Damn, have we lost them?
You can't see me.
No, but you hear me. Well, what do you think about what I just said? If this was San Antonio more so than Oklahoma, do you think the Lakers could beat San Antonio?
No.
Cause of Wimby.
I'm coming back.
I got you.
Yeah, because
I gotta say no on that one.
I got you. That's the
All
same thing they said
right.
about Joker. They were gonna beat Minnesota and blow them out because they had Jokic. Jokic want to fight.
And
You
he's
want
at
to fight
home
because
now.
somebody made a layup and you weren't playing defense. Sit your punk ass down somewhere. You want to run down court and put somebody should have hit him right in his chin. Bow. What does that prove? You want to fight. Oh.
All right.
You say no. Okay.
Next game in that Western Conference. Oh, did he come back in? Hang on. There we go. All right, D. You got to take those one out.
Put that on. Yeah.
Got me all fucked up here.
There you go.
All right, fellas. The Timberwolves pulled their series out against the Nuggets 4-2, and the Spurs beat the Trailblazers 4-1. Game 1 will take place tonight at 9:30.
This Denver and Minnesota series has turned into a quiet rivalry. And you know what's funny? I like what Minnesota coach said after they beat them. They chose this. If everybody doesn't know, Denver started resting their players because they said, we want Minnesota. We can take them. We're going to rest and just concede our ranking because we'll take Minnesota. And then not only that, just what we were talking about, I'm going to be honest with you. I know Minnesota got some dogs in them, but I thought they was going to be in some trouble when Ant-Man went down. That's just what I thought. But they showed some true grit, and they have Denver's number. And to be honest with you, it's time to break up that Denver team. Jokic's going to stay because he's the centerpiece, but he got to get some more role players around him because it's simple. Let him get his or whatever he going to do. You
stop everybody else.
You stop everybody else. And like that gentleman said, Daniel's on the team. All of them like with that little cone, that little orange cone out there that you put to do parallel parking. You a caution cone. They can't check nobody. And it showed. And Ant-Man returns tonight. This series they have with San Antonio, this going to be, again, if they go by the same model, now, San Antonio has some other players, Fox and some other guys playing on their team. But if you let Wemby just get his and you stop everybody else, you might have a chance. That might be a 7-game series, Skip.
I can agree to that. I think I'm not going to say Wemby's getting too much credit because he's so long and his hand-eye coordination is great as far as block shots. But Minnesota has the 7-footer, correct?
They got Gobert, who's a 4-time defensive.
He's not. I would. What's the big man that played for Minnesota? The
Gobert.
No, I'm sorry. Not Oklahoma. Used to play with the big strong dude.
Who?
White guy. I can't think.
You talking about Perkins? Or you talking about
No, not Ibaka. Anyway, I can't think his name. But what I think the key to beating San Antonio is either get Wemby in the paint, body him up, try to take you a hook shot, jumping hook or whatever, get him a couple of early fouls to where now he's tender. And I don't see
Sam Adams.
That's what I'm talking about. Steven Adams. If they had a Steven Adams,
Sam Adams is a beer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Oh, you know. But anyway, if they had somebody like a Steven Adams that ain't scared of contact, that he'll take his little 4-point game, but you could feed him the ball and just see what he can do to get up under Wemby's skin. They beat him in 6 if they had somebody like that. Not a prolific scorer, so to speak, but somebody that can make him say, "You got to stay on me, buddy." You get what I'm saying?
So if you can put, well, again, Gobert is a defensive center. So if it's possible, if they can keep Gobert can get him out the paint or get him. Well, you got Daniels and Ant can get in that paint without him being down there. And I agree with you. If they can get him in foul trouble, that's their shot. Or like you said, fatigue. I believe they're gonna go 7 personally. I like Minnesota, but it's gonna be a very hard fought battle in that series there. You know,
Minnesota has a better record, or does San Antonio?
San Antonio is the number 2 seed.
Okay. I was about to say if they go 7, San Antonio lose, but San Antonio got the home court.
We got a series. If Minnesota can win a game down there in San Antonio,
yeah,
we're gonna have a series on our hands.
All right, well, I'll just skip down to this one because it's going on right now. As we talked about, the Knicks beat the Hawks 4-2, and the 76ers beat the number 2 seed Boston Celtics. As of right now, the 76ers and the Knicks are currently playing 3 minutes into the game, 7-8 Knicks. I think the Knicks take the 76ers. No problem.
Go ahead, Skip.
I picked Boston to beat the stank of Philadelphia because talent Boston has. But for them to show fortitude, grit, whatever word you want to use there, and come back and beat them on their floor. No. Just don't say Celtics, buddy. Just say pray hustle win. Pray hustle win. Now it could say loser and then have a Celtic there on his ass side.
Yeah, keep going.
No, I'm just saying. He talking about he demand. I said this ain't no Boston Celtic color. We're gonna talk about your garbage team in a minute. We're talking about them now, actually. But
okay, go.
The grit they showed to come back to beat Boston on their home floor. D, you said it perfectly. The process is starting to work. It's starting to show. If Embiid can stop falling down every play and play like he is one of the true best big men in the league, I don't see them having a problem with New York. That don't get in foul trouble guarding him if he stays in the 12 feet of the rim.
I'm gonna tell you, Boston had no answer for Embiid when he got inserted back into the lineup coming off injury. Mm-hmm. They had their chance. Blood was in the water when they was up 3-1, and as we say, Boston started playing with their food, living and dying by the 3. And again, the big man came to hunt them, meaning they didn't have no answer for Embiid at all. They don't have a 7-footer on the team that could check him. Now they got a young dude that was trying to do a little something, but Embiid changed that whole series around. That whole series got changed. And moving forward, I might have to go with you because if they stick to the process and Embiid stays healthy, just pound New York down in the paint and you can beat them. Because Cat, who gonna check Embiid? Cat can't check him.
And even if he tries to, foul trouble will come into play. But one thing too about Boston, they did not let Jason Tatum play for fear of him re-injuring himself. I don't understand what the fuck you thinking. If this man came back from injury to help y'all get into the playoffs, why in the hell would you sit him down in Game 7?
He sat himself down, Skip.
I read it on the thing on the ESPN ticker. They did not let him play. It was a game time decision by the coaches, by the coaching staff.
I'm confused myself. This is a whole new NBA, as we keep saying. Mm-hmm. It's nothing would have kept me out of Game 7.
Thank you.
Because if that was the case, if you knew he was having a certain type of tweaking issue, you should have sat him down Game 6.
Exactly. And my thing is this: you pay these players to win. You don't pay these players to show up. And if Tatum was in that Game 7, they win. But think about that. They only lost by what, 8 or something like that. What was the score? It wasn't that big of a loss. You telling me Tatum couldn't have got 10 points?
They were getting dominated the whole game until that little final stretch or whatever, because it was no answer. I mean, they were just, and then like you said, eventually if you building your team around shooting a 3-point basket, and when them shots not falling, you're in trouble, especially if you can't get the offensive rebound.
Yeah, they lost by 9. But again, I don't like the Celtics. I'm glad they're home. Sit your ass down somewhere. and watch the Lakers play. Now, how about that, Benson Parker? You the man out change shirt.
Well, before we continue, I'm just going to give my reason on why I'm sticking with the Knicks in this one, and I'm going based off of what I've seen the last 2 seasons before this one. Something about Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson in the playoffs, they get hot.
Yeah.
They've done it the last 2 years, and the Knicks have come in as this year they're 3, but they've come in a little bit lower the last 2 years, and they caused some problems through the first 2 rounds. So that's what I'm sticking with. All right. The last matchup we have here. The Pistons beat the Magic 4-3. That one went to Game 7, and the Cavs and the Raptors went to Game 7, 4-3. Cavaliers win. Now we got the Pistons and the Cavs playing at 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Go.
Orlando Magic fired their head coach.
Yes.
After that loss. I'm not even going to go into the fact of what color he is. He did have a losing record for his 5 years there, but they've made the playoffs the last 3 years. So you firing him because this other team who were higher seeded beat them when they weren't expected to win 3 games tells me that it was written in. It was before the season even started. We're going to see what he does this season, and we're going to get rid of him. I just don't understand that firing. But he does have a record over the 5 years.
I want to, on that aspect, sometimes coaches are measured by what they do in the playoffs, by certain things. And I'm going to tell you what might have been his firing. Y'all were up 3-1. Not only that, the closeout game, of course, you know, home court advantage. Detroit goes back, makes it 3-2. You had a closeout game in your home court, Skip, in Game 6, and you was up 63, I believe, to like 34.
It was about 24 points. 24, 27
they
points.
went on a 24-1 run in the third quarter, and you scored 11 points in 1 quarter. So that right there, outside of a Game 7, you would have had to win Game 7. But that is deflating to any team.
Gotcha. It is.
And a young team that doesn't have a lot of veteran leadership on that team, right. They say, hey, guys, we're going to be able to go up there. We already beat them up there twice up there on their court. We can get them. You see what I'm saying? So, and like I say again, you sitting up here, what other motivation would they have? And this coach just, at the end of the day, they needed somebody, you know, to push them.
It's coaching. But that definitely was bad coaching because you call timeouts. You use all your fucking timeouts if you up by 24 and it's cut to 12. Timeout. When they cut it to 12, timeout. Let's sit down, team, timeout.
And you see the difference. You see the difference in Detroit's coaching staff. They've been there far as the coach, not the team, the coach, because his team is young too. But you see, like you say, the gentleman just said, grit. We still got this on the sideline when they was in Orlando before Game 7. We got this. Don't even worry about it. We got it. It was still confidence that they were going to come back in this game.
But like I said, you know, and you know, one of the things you can't fault a coach for is the game plan. If the game plan is to do a certain thing and it just doesn't work or they missed a shot, it's the coach's fault. And I get it, you know, he should have planned better, but you can't plan for. They didn't plan to be up 3-1. I mean, everybody, you know, when you're an athlete, we're gonna beat them. I don't care what their record is. I get that part, but we all didn't think that they had a chance against Detroit the way Detroit played the whole season. So firing him, I could kind of see it, but then again, I don't, because it's not like they have a bona fide superstar, somebody to build around. They got a young nucleus, so they try to make it work. So, but you know, they did it to Udoka, but that was outside stuff that got him fired in Boston, because Boston doo-doo. But anyway, I had to say that. Okay, no more on
All right. Well, let's talk about Jerry World. George Pickens has officially signed his franchise tag. He will get a nice little chunk of change, $27.3 million this year. I do want to tell y'all that I know someone who basically his sister dates someone within the Cowboys organization. And the word on the street is Jerry just wants one more year to make sure that the head case is not going to be a head case.
Okay, and like
I'm gonna refer. I'm gonna refer to this gentleman over here. Huh?
Okay, who's the head case, Gil?
Huh?
Who's the head case?
George Pickens.
Oh,
he's been known to do some stuff, and I mean, D, that's all you said. Whenever we got him, that is D's choice of words that I'm using here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I want to make sure we're on the same page when you said that.
They know he has the talent. They just want to make sure that he's not going to pull the same stuff he pulled in Pittsburgh, and we saw flashes of it this season. Honestly,
no, I'm gonna use this man's words. Use this man's words with his own franchise when he talks about this stuff. Okay, so you're paying him this $20 million a year under this tag, which they say, am I correct, Kev? This is $15 million lower what he's supposed to be getting.
Lamb's making 34 a year. I'm pretty sure.
So that's about in between, right? What he no, we ain't talking about Lamb with the
the highest paid the highest paid player is making over 40.
The highest paid player is Prescott.
I'm talking about the highest paid receiver, right?
Jigme is making 42.
Okay, there you go.
So he's making 42, you give him 27 and a half or whatever. That's based on what he did last year, because he had 1,400 yards receiving, right, Kev?
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, close to that. Yeah.
Okay, so technically, the best
1429.
1429. That's the most he's ever had. Arguably, your best receiver on the team last year. We know Lamb didn't got paid. In my opinion, being you can't pay him more than Lamb. That's one. On your team. Two, like you said, he's already had a knee injury early in his career, barring injury. He gets hurt, then what we got?
You got
a bad deal for George Pickens.
There you go. So in this man's franchise, like he likes to say, stop playing with these folks and pay them.
Right, but I'm with Jerry on this one. He's a head case. We're gonna keep him one more year, but for what? Franchise tags in terms of guaranteed money. He can act a donkey now, and he's still gonna get that money. Watson got $250 million and might have played 6 games, or 2, whatever it was. So, my opinion, I would have get him out of package him with some picks or something and try to get something for him. I would have sent him to the desert. I'll send him to a team that don't have a chance of winning. You get what I'm saying? Since you want to play with me, somewhere where now you got to really step up.
Now, after the draft, it was reported that Pickens, who has the same agent as Micah Parsons, explored the trade market, but there just wasn't much there.
And I would have rescinded that franchise tag. Well, no, because they could have lost him for nothing, all right? If they don't franchise him, they could have lost him, correct?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I wouldn't franchise him.
No.
Because whether you say the franchise, they only get to keep him for one more year.
They could keep him for this year, and then they can try to franchise him another year. But that money
will jump tremendously.
Yeah, it'll go again.
Okay, so I wouldn't franchise him because they're giving him more on the franchise tag than what he would have made on his original contract, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So no, like a donkey, play on this contract.
But this is the thing. He signed the tenure because at first he wasn't doing anything. You know, so sometimes they use that as a to keep them on the team until they work out the deal before camp start, and then they can reset that franchise tag. You know,
I got you. Yeah. But again, if your intent is not to try to work out a contract with him, a long-term contract with him, I wouldn't have franchised him. I mean, Dallas has done worse. You know, so and I'm not. This is not me knocking them. You think about it, they made all the decisions and end up being stuck with them. You know?
Well, or I think a lot of us, especially Cowboys fans, are sitting here going, "Oh shit, 2 years in a row. We're gonna have a Micah deal 2 years in a row."
Especially with him signing with their agent and all that stuff. That is kind of interesting.
Now, hindsight is 2020. The Micah deal helped us out. However, was it a noticeable difference in our defense? Absolutely.
And I don't think it would have been that big of a drop off with a healthy CD and a rookie that can run a little bit, or a journeyman receiver. Get this dude out of there because he's going to become that locker room cancer. He's going to be the reason why. You think about it. You want to get your $27 million out of him, so you're going to have to throw him 5 to 8 balls a game.
This the two things.
Here's the thing: he wants to be in Dallas, though. He has publicly said, "I want to play in Dallas. Me and Dak and CD have a good chemistry." So he wants to be there, and I think now he's playing ball. I think he's going, you know what, Jerry? All right, I'll play on this franchise tag, and then it's going to force you to have to pay me, or I have to leave.
But
I want to play here.
You're playing a dangerous game on both ends of the spectrum. You just now are getting ahead of the curve, helping your defense out. Everybody now, you paying the running back position low money right now. So if you're going to invest into 2 receivers, your quarterback is at the end of that big contract. Either you're going to be trying to fix that contract to give him some money. You still working on your offensive line. You got a mediocre tight end, you might as well say. So it's a lot of factors. Are you going to tie up, let's say, not for the totality, but for 2 years, you got 2 $40 million wide receivers running around out here.
And you got a $40 million quarterback.
You see, you follow me? Because he's going to command a certain amount of money because he's going to see what the Ejignas, the Chase, the Jeffersons, and you know what I'm saying, some of the others, depending on how he played. And then again, he could sandbag you not to get hurt.
And he'd hurt his value. So he got it, like Kev said, he got to go out there and ball. And if he gets 1,500 yards receiving this year and one or 2 more touchdowns than he got last year, he deserves that 40.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So
I agree.
In case all we want to, but if he improves this year, and not astronomically, if he just improves, like I said, by 100 to maybe 200 more yards and 2 to 4 more touchdowns, regardless of how that season turns out, he did his job. And I think if that happens, y'all are gonna have 3 $40 million players.
Well, you know, I hate to be this way, but I don't know, man. Something with Jerry draft. Jerry made me feel very comfortable with the draft that at least puts Dallas in. I mean, I know we get second place in the division behind Philly from this past season, but it was by what, like 3 or 4 games? I think it at least puts it back to where, oh shit, Philly and Dallas are going to come down to that last week of the season to see who's going to win the division.
I think the head-to-head is going to determine that between them.
But I say that because the last couple of years we've always gone 1-1. Besides 1 year, that year that
they won
2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the year they won the bowl, right?
Yeah, the year they won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I think this year it's going to be 2-0, one way or the other. And if Philly comes back loaded like they seem to be, and they're not. What does AJ Brown think? If that works itself out, I see Philly beating y'all twice this year. If it's a locker room issue, I think y'all beat them twice. I think the wide receiver core over in Philly is going to determine how their season goes. Not the quarterback, not the running back, none of the other stuff. Y'all's wide receiver core. That's y'all's problem. That's my opinion. So
I agree. I can agree with that.
Can you see me?
Nope.
No, we can't see you, but go. We can hear you though.
One thing that I will say, and it's not a knock on D or his team, but that Mekhi Lemons dude, wide receiver that they drafted, I might have mentioned this last week. They said that he slid so far down in the first round because his interviews were just terrible. They said he came in very cocky and big-headed. Which, I mean, look, if I was about to get drafted to the NFL too, I'd have some fucking pep in my step as well. But
you don't think that's a problem, man? That's the go-to excuse, man. Shador interviewed bad, supposedly.
Well, the news out of the Browns that Deshaun Watson is beating him out for QB1 at the moment.
Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Shador Sanders.
I agree.
There's no doubt. Nobody in their right mind can say that Deshaun, pre-injury or not even playing, is not a better quarterback than Shador. So if he beats him out, he deserves it. He's a better quarterback. So I like Shador. But if anybody says, "Oh, get a young man a chance," you don't want this team to win. You want the best player out there. That's just it. So if he beats him out, okay. And Shador is mature enough. We've seen it to say, you know what? He deserved it. I can honestly say he deserves to be out there. I think Shador would say that. My time is coming.
Well, this is the last year of Watson's contract. Remember what I told y'all a couple of weeks ago? I saw Deshaun Watson got baptized. I'm not going to mention the place where, but putting my conspiracy theory to work here, Deshaun Watson's going to have his best season of football. He won't get another $250 million contract, but he's going to go get another big payday off of this season.
He going to get a shot to play. I can see him.
He deserves it. He deserves it. But yeah, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be his best season of football either, because boy, when he was in Houston, that what is his second year? D, his second or third year in Houston.
The last season he played a full year.
Yeah, he went off. He had 3 back-to-back seasons. 1 year he threw over 4,000 yards. So
yeah, and he might do that this year. Stay healthy and the defense does their job and keep him on the field. If they keep him on the field. If the defense does their job, 3 and out, maybe a touchdown here, maybe a 9 to 10 play drive, and get that ball back to Deshaun Watson, and yeah, I could see him maybe 3,500, close to 4,000 yards.
All right, well, real quick, fellas, before we get out of here, man, oh man, the Braves, the Atlanta Braves are friggin' hot, man. Let me tell you.
And we don't have our full assortment of players either.
We are the only team to not lose a series yet.
And that's all you got to do in baseball.
Exactly. Is win the series.
You go 2-1 every game, every series, guess what?
You gonna win. And we got a 8-game, almost 10-game cushion. Now Cunha went down. He's gonna be in a 10-day DL with a little hamstring. Thank you, God. Thank you.
And Proffers is going to be, when is he coming back? Halfway through the season?
He ain't coming back. He gone. He done. Profile.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he got suspended for the whole year. He gone.
I thought it was.
That was last year they suspended him for a couple of games. He got busted again. You gone for the whole year.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he done. You ain't got to worry about him. He done. They are doing a wonderful job, and to me, to be honest with you, this first month and a half of the season, y'all, the change in management shows. Walt Weiss is more aggressive than Stick was, and it shows in how they play. And right now, like you said, Acuna and Austin Riley are not hitting above 300 at all. and they get everybody else involved. When you got Albis, you got Michael Harris, you got the new guy Drake Baldwin. Everybody, those three key guys are really putting in work. And Matt Olson, they replaced Freddie Freeman at first base. I think he's a local kid, but now he's gotten comfortable in filling those shoes at first base. Not saying he's Freddie Freeman. Not saying he's going.
I think he's just as good. I think he's just as good. He's getting comfortable in what his role is on the team. Right. Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
He won't come over here and fall. No.
All that shit you fed him earlier?
This man
he gave his ass a 16-pound steak, and he's like, why are you farting?
Yeah.
He went full of red meat.
Today his birthday, so he got a steak today.
Yeah, you gonna have a pot-bellied pig for long. Keep on. Keep on.
My bulldog is 10. It don't get no better. They just get fatter and louder and smellier. It keeps coming, dog.
But yeah, man.
All right. Well, fellas, before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and go into UFC 328. Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Y'all know I'm a Sean Strickland fan, but I already know how this fight is going to go. Sean Strickland's going to stand there. He's going to get tackled, and we're going to see that for 4.5 minutes in every round.
So is this just a money fight for Strickland?
There's a title fight.
But I know what I'm saying.
Who has the title?
Strickland.
Live.
That's what I'm asking. That's why I asked you that.
You're going to lose that.
That's why I asked you.
I believe that. I mean, I think Strickland's, he's obviously earned his shot. He is a big draw, because he's loud, he's boisterous, he tells everybody to shut the fuck up. He's interesting to watch, but his fights to me are a little bit boring here lately. If he has gotten any type of ground defense, he can knock out Chimaev.
And that's why he's going to take him to the ground. I'm not going to change punches with him. And
100%.
He's a smart champion. He's a smart champion. I'm going to take him to the ground and I'm going to punish him.
Well, remember the fight, Sean Strickland's last title fight with Drakus, when Drakus took the title from him, and then in their rematch as well, it was the same thing. Sean Strickland was 0-9 in takedown defenses.
Yeah, you can't win like that. I'm gonna give you, and you know what? For people that don't understand what that means is Rampage Jackson had damn good takedown defense. The Iceman Chuck Liddell had damn good takedown defense. They were stand-up fighters, so I'm not gonna let you take me down. So stand up and fight me, and I'm gonna beat your butt. So if you don't have that, you can't win. Yes.
Look at your phone. Look at your phone. Skill. Look at your phone.
Okay.
I gotta stop. I don't know what's going on with my connection tonight, but I keep getting blacked out. Look at that footage that was what he was saying on the Facebook chat. I couldn't really. I'm just reading it now. Kim, both stupid. Both stupid. He told Skip to meet him on Snap Finger Roll with your AC green jersey.
Talking about your little ragged ass green. Man, anyway,
I'm black again, right?
My point is, Kev, you hit the nail on the head. If he can't defend the takedown, he don't stand a chance. This guy's like, I can't think of this cat's name. All he wanted to do was get you on the ground and fight you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, I just don't see Strickland winning this fight. I think it's going to be 4-1, 4-1 possibly. And I see Strickland maybe winning the first round. He's going to dodge and run and pick his feet up, or run from him and probably get a jab or two in. But no.
Well, Skip, exactly what's going to happen is Strickland's going to win round one because he's a great boxer. He's a great technician when it comes to using his hands. And Chimaev is going to figure that out. And then that's when he's just going to take him down the rest of the fight.
Right.
So
I got a question, Kev. Why is it that we see the controversy with the pay in the UFC when these fighters' contract is up or they leave, and we see them in some of these other promotions, and they're saying that they're not being compensated as well in the UFC?
Well, yeah.
Because it was ran by a man that was hands-on. Dana White was hands-on, and they were making more money than they ever made until everybody else started making triple, 3, 4, 5 times the money.
Well, also they're looking. All the UFC fighters are looking at boxing paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing boxing paychecks, and they're sitting there going, "Hold on, we're getting hit with freaking, a tenth of the padding that the boxers are getting hit with, and we don't even have health insurance."
And all of that is because they never had to have it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? They don't have the commissions that the boxing has. Almost like I was telling you about with the NFL. Y'all's NFLPA is garbage. It's just straight garbage, and they never had a representative over in UFC like that. So Dana made all this money, then sold it for $4 billion, and then still came on working. I mean, I ain't gonna give you nothing. You ain't supposed to give you no way. Earn it. Make me give it to you. Everybody walk out. Boycott it. If I want this thing to still make some more money, I'm gonna start paying y'all. But he got you by the balls.
D, I'm going to give you a reference I think you'll like. Dana White is the new Vince McMahon.
I can believe that.
Yes, 100%. Because every one of his UFC fighters that fought in the boxing ring, he got some of that money. All the Vince McMahon's wrestlers that went and acted and were still on the contract, he got some of that money. All of them. John Cena, Rock, what his name? I can't think of their names, but all of them. Stone Cold.
I'll tell you this, I thought one of the best was what he told Mark Henry when he went to go do World's Strongest Man. He said he was in the middle of a contract with WWE, and McMahon at first didn't want to let him go do it. Mark Henry told him that he wanted to do it because of, he was doing it to honor his mom who had passed. And Vince looked at him and said, "All right, well, I'll just let you know there's no place on WWE or WWF, whatever it was, for the world's second strongest man."
Now that's mean.
He said, if you're gonna win, or if you're gonna leave to go do it, win. And Mark Henry did. He was he set some records in that competition.
Yeah, that was another. Yeah, he had the motivation though.
Also, Scott Steiner's son was taken in not the draft, but after the draft.
College. Oh, it's free agency.
Yeah, he got picked up.
Okay.
He went to Etowah High School.
Yeah, he
Here
got picked
in Georgia.
Yeah, both the Steiner brothers are from Georgia.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers are.
Mm-hmm. They all of them used to train over at Coffee's Gym. It was over off of Franklin Road.
Okay. That's one of your gyms?
No, that gym's been gone for years.
I don't know.
Coffee's was old school.
Oh, okay. I wasn't being funny. I know your ass be in the gym though. Sitting over there looking like Rick Steiner while you're playing. Boy, when he got on that juice, he got on it, boy. Oh, Jesus.
Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, man. He was pumping.
What I always thought was crazy, I saw an interview with him, and he was talking about how every one of his tattoos is covering up a tear. He said he's torn his bicep so badly that it's basically in the ditch of his arm.
Jesus Christ.
The big heart on his chest. He said his chest, like his pec, is over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not, like I said, those are all the old school guys.
Yeah, man. But
all right, well, fellas, give me a last take here. Skip, we're gonna let you go first.
All right. Love my Lakers. I don't like the Celtics. I really truly in the best case scenario, I want the Lakers to win. Like I said, I don't want nobody to get hurt. So if nobody gets hurt, Oklahoma in 6, possibly 7 if we get Luka back and he's making his shots. But Go Lakers, man. I just want to see some good basketball. Yeah, that's it. And then thank y'all for tuning in.
Oh yeah, again, thank y'all for tuning in again this week. Got some more stuff going on as we continue with NBA and Major League Baseball is going on, and some of the stories that we run across and we find interesting that we'll bring to the table here at fifth quarter. But again, thank y'all for tuning in and all the listeners. Share and like. And if there's anything y'all want to discuss, talk about, you want to come on the show and debate us, hey, no problem. You can come on here. And again, thank y'all.
All right. Well, I said it earlier, and I'm just going to say it again. I'm rolling with the Knicks over the 76ers in that series. Probably
He's spoken that. Okay.
going to go to 7 games, but I'm going to call it that way. All right. Well, to everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you so much. We will be back next week, same time, same place. Until then, please make sure the beer stays cold and the wings stay lemon pepper, baby. We are out. Ooh, wrong button.